What is up, everyone? What a beautiful this Tuesday evening here in Colorado Springs. Scott Brandt coming to you. Man, how many of you are chasing big, audacious goals that when you think about it, you're like, this is crazy? Or you tell people and they're like, this is crazy. So that's a sign that you're on the right path. But too many times we get in our own way. And I have to laugh because when you start doing things and where your focus goes is where the energy goes. And it's powerful to see things start showing up. So, a couple different things, shout out wise, that I want to give out to some people. If anybody has seen my live earlier from tonight, want to give a shout out to Leo Nunez. He provided a nonprofit challenge. So if you haven't seen that video or you haven't seen his video, go to my Facebook page. Both videos are there. I have to give a shout out to my good friend Danielle McCarthy. Finally, her podcast is launched. So the second episode launched today. It is Coffees, Cash, and Chicks, the podcast. And so this week she'll be releasing the first 5 episodes. So 3 more days. And then after that, she's talked about doing an episode a week. You're welcome, Danielle. She likes to blame me for pushing her out of the nest and making her feel uncomfortable. You're welcome. Also for Garrett Goggins, doing some big things. Myself and Patrick were able to go on to his podcast this past weekend and just have a collaboration piece to start talking about different things. And so that episode is out, and I did share it on my Facebook page. So if you want to listen to that, highly suggest going and taking a listen. If you're looking for an individual that can help you in regards with your mindset issues that you may be dealing with, because your mindset is different for everybody, I highly suggest speaking to Garrett, reaching out to Garrett Goggins and talking to him. He does have a setup where he'll do a 30-minute discovery call just to make sure you and him fit well, because as coaches, we don't fit everyone. And so that's the beautiful thing about this is we can see who we're going to work well with, who the customer that's going to fit us well. And if it's not a good fit, we do have other individuals that we know that we can refer you to and still help you out. And so Garrett actually made a beautiful comment today about how he looks at the people that he knows that are coaches too. He welcomes everybody to be at that table. He looks at those individuals as partners, and they're working to collaborate because it's a big mission, a big dream. And so just big things happening. Tomorrow will be the 3rd episode of the Dreamers Cypher that Patrick and I do, and looking, it's every Wednesday. But that will be our next one. And we'll actually have Amber Hardy, who's a local lender, on that episode tomorrow, and also Brandy and Leo Nunez. And so that's a powerful thing to see the perspective from different people. Patrick's very excited for it. And because he's excited for it, I'm super excited for it because it's just a beautiful thing. What we're doing with Two Native Sons, which tomorrow we will be revealing the logo for Two Native Sons. So take a look, check that out. But we are doing things very unconventional. When you start seeing the stuff that we're doing, you're like, this is crazy. It's okay. You can think it's crazy. Everybody that said this wasn't going to work, told people ideas. The Wright brothers, we can't fly. They actually were told by their father they were going to go to hell because people aren't meant to fly. And now look at us. We got airplanes all over the place. People were flying through the skies. And so they went after their dream, and look at where we're at. And that was actually one thing that I told Patrick. I was like, what came to mind was our own airlines. And so, like I said, we're very unconventional with how we're looking and dreaming with stuff, and just big things. And so if you're watching this and you have an idea, or you have a vision or a dream in your mind and your soul, your spirit, reach out to somebody, reach out to me, reach out to Patrick, reach out to Garrett, reach out to Quentin Blanche, reach out to Danielle McCarthy. There's plenty of people that can sit down and talk to you, that can help you out and give you that tribe that you're looking for. Too many people try to go on their own. And there's an African proverb that I speak about, and it states that you can go fast by yourself. That's true, because you don't have to worry about anyone, but you're only one person. Once you burn yourself out, you can't go any further. You also have to understand your experiences, your mindset, your limiting beliefs are going to limit you. And so you can only go so far based on how you see things, how you think of things, the lens that you look through. And so to get far, you go as a group, you collaborate. And so the one thing that when I meet with individuals, you can ask anybody. One of the questions I ask is, are you open to working and sitting down and talking to individuals in your industry? And you got to be truthful. If you're like, no, okay, I'm going to say, well, thank you for your time. Best of luck for you. Go find somebody else to sit down and talk to, because I look at that as that energy of you having that mentality of scarcity mentality, and you're scared that there's not enough to go around. You look at everybody as competition. It's not a good thing. So I'm looking for people that have that abundance mindset, and competition is a good thing. Competition is going to drive you to get to a higher level. And so that's where the competitive collaboration comes into play. You've got to combine. You only know so much. And like I said, you may not fit everybody. And so if you're not everybody's cup of tea, why not help that individual to connect with somebody in your industry that can be a better fit for them? But too many people don't want to do that because they're driven on the wrong thing. So that's just some things to consider. But the one book, and I've highly spoken about this, and it's one book I highly suggest people take a look at. Go read it. You've got to have worked on yourself, though. Is The Buddha and the Badass. A lot of individuals will speak of the fact that Think and Grow Rich is a book that you have to read every year. This book here, there's so much in here that has really impacted my life, made me look at things differently, consider things differently. And this is a book that goes up there. It's a book that I'll end up reading quite a few times, because there's stuff that my mind hasn't registered yet because of the expansion. But then when you go reread the book, whatever it is, your mind's going to catch whatever you missed before. And the reason that is because at that time it was there, but your mind wasn't ready to receive it. And so you may have overlooked it. And so a couple different things that really comes into play. And it's funny because as I'm reading the book here, what we're doing with Two Native Sons, there's things that line up. And I was like, oh man, like it's a powerful thing when you start seeing things line up and start taking off and start going and doing big things. The first thing that is very practical, and that's because I said practice here. I saw practice, but one thing that's very powerful here, this was saying that the practice of envisioning should never stop. It is so critical for leaders because it requires being in a constant state of learning. If you're not learning, you're dying. And so as humans, we're meant to progress. But the sad fact is a lot of people get stuck. You'll hear that people will die 2 times. Once they graduate high school or college, whatever, age 25 is the first time you die. The second time you die is when you physically leave this earth, because a lot of people decide that they're okay with living the status quo, living just not pushing their comfort zone, not pushing their boundaries, not growing. And that's where Patrick is real big, and that's probably going to be some stuff that we talk about. And I ran outside today, so that's why I'm over here hacking away and whatnot. But it's funny because Patrick brought this up, and it's very powerful that too many people are not investing in themselves. They're driven on getting something else. And the video's all laggy right now, so I started apologize for that. I can't control it. I don't know why I'm apologizing for it. But the one thing that nobody can take from you is your mind. And that's where it comes into play with getting that education, doing the personal development, going to the training. You'll have people that spend a lot of money for masterminds, but you got to look at where they are in life and what their life looks like. And that's as a result because of constantly expanding their mind, constantly growing, constantly with the progression and whatnot. Another thing that really stuck out is whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So if there's something that's in your head, your mind, your soul, your spirit, start chasing after it. Think about what can go right. Think about the things that can happen for you that are going to go right instead of thinking, oh, what's going to go wrong? Uncle Bob, who's in a van at the river, says you can't do it. Well, look at where Uncle Bob's at. He's in a van down by the river. So I don't know. Something that you have to consider here. And then let's see here. This is one thing that it's sticking, and it's coming along with what we're doing with Two Native Sons. The bigger the vision, the easier it gets. And you're probably like, how is that possible? How's that true? The bigger the vision, the easier it gets. There's something here that really resonates and goes with this. And so what it stated, and this is by a gentleman, Naveen, what's his last name? Naveen Jain, Jain. He stated, when you do something audacious, it becomes easier because you get the best people to join you. The problem you're solving is worth solving. You have the magnets and you get the money because then investors call. And then you tell them you don't need their money. Now, like a bull, they charge. So sell the benefits to humanity. This right here is powerful, these last two. Cult leaders say loyalty lies with me. But entrepreneurs say loyalty lies with the cause. So what's your cause? What are you chasing after? What are you going after? And for Patrick and I, Two Native Sons is going to make a huge day in the universe with what we're doing. If you don't believe me, cool. Thank you. You can stand on the sideline, and when it does take place, you'll be like, oh, shit. They said they were going to do it. They did it. I didn't believe them. Thank you for the fuel. Thank you for the fire. But you just show that you're not meant to be part of the mission. So sorry, but thank you. And so in here, let's see here. The fact of the matter is a big idea is just way more exciting than a small one. People want to take action on it. And if they are constantly reminded about the vision and regularly induced into a state of inspiration, then hurdles shrink and problems are approached with curiosity and not fear. That right there, drop it. Hey, what's up, Doug? Hopefully everything's going well for you. Looking forward to our one-on-one on Friday. And thank you for the feedback on the podcast. So, but there's many things in here ultimately that it's very simple. And so when it comes to our mission statement for Two Native Sons, it is very simple. It's straightforward. It's a couple sentences. We don't have this 20,000 page vision and mission statement. It's very simple. So what really resonates with the simple process is Patrick had called me today, and the one phrase that I highly utilize is "let's go." And people make fun of it, people laugh, but Patrick's like, you know what? Funny thing was, his wife was yelling at their kid to hurry up, get ready for school. She's like, "Let's go," and Patrick's like, "Did I hear let's go? Let's go." And Sharon's like, "You are so stupid," but she started laughing, and it's just one of those things, little, let's go. And so for Patrick and I, that let's go is just screw everything. Throw everything to the wind, throw everything to caution. Shit, let's go. Because you've only got one life, and it's up to you on how you're going to live that life, what impact you're going to make. Because ultimately, what we're going to do is huge. Believe me, watch it. Here it comes. And I'm just excited just because there's so much that's taking place. And a lot of people look and be like, man, you've got so much going on. Everything that I do ultimately falls under the umbrella of coaching. And so it makes it very easy because there's many moving parts, but it ultimately ties up into the concept and the idea of coaching. and just being there for people, providing value and helping people make their best life possible, because you as an individual are an expert in your life. A coach is there just to help you out and whatnot. And so just grateful for ultimately everything that has occurred is as a result of my divorce happening. And so I tell people I'm grateful that the divorce has taken place, that it's happened, because ultimately I'm living my best life, fulfilling what I was meant to do on earth, and just things are growing, things are happening. And so hopefully anybody that's watching this, hopefully it's happening for you too. But like I say, if you need somebody to talk to, you feel like you don't have anybody that's in your corner, nobody's listening to you, reach out to me. Send me a private message on Facebook. Send me a email on all of my different pods that I have. Emails are all there. So there's several different ways to get a hold of me. Ultimately, if we can help each other out, help you get your dreams and vision going, it's a beautiful thing, because you can inspire other people to go do big things. So thank you guys for your time. Any aha moments that you took from this, leave a comment. And then I will catch you guys later. Love you guys, and peace.